Hi everyone, I'm Sifu Jen Sam, the Barefoot Doctor, and I'm here coming to you with a new presentation. This is to do with a long-time favorite since I was a young boy, when I realized that I had loved to do acupuncture, and acupuncture went together in line with my martial arts, went together in line with my whole life, and now I've become a Barefoot Doctor and I'm able to heal using needles. Now, I'm coming to you with these presentations, which is a very simplified, easy way to learn how to apply acupuncture to yourself and to your family members. And of course, you must do this with caution because, see, I'm going to teach you now how I had learned acupuncture from a master who was nearly 100 years old and was one of the most famous acupuncture masters in Hong Kong. And I'm so honored, and especially in respect to the masters of the past and to my master, of course, who taught me the acupuncture. And I would really love that you hope that you love this acupuncture that I'm going to teach you, which is all simplified, easy to learn, which is specifically designed for barefoot doctors so that you can heal, especially yourself and your family members. Now, I'm just going to quickly give you a brief about everything, and then I'm going to show you a few things so that you can understand the involvement, and of course that you do have to study to a certain degree about physiology and anatomy, and you also do have to study a certain degree of certain hygiene practices and certain techniques that take a lot of practice. I've been doing acupuncture for now more than at least more than 30 years. And it has been an amazing journey, and I've been able to help so many people, and I hope this will help you and will help your family and your loved members. And this is the basics, okay? So basically acupuncture, which means fire needles. Fire needles is the thing that I used to ask my teacher, what do you mean by fire needles? And it actually means the moxibustion that they burn on top of the needles, which you will see in future presentations. You will see in myself demonstrating to you how you burn moxibustion on top of the needles, and that is the fire that burns on top of the needle. Now, the basic background is acupuncture is thousands of years old. There's so much information out there. It's been around for a very, very long time. It's been authorized by the United Nations and the World Health Organization as a major cure for people who don't have money and for people who basically need to help themselves in outbacks and places where there is no hospitals, no doctors. Now, the basic background of acupuncture is that it has been passed down for generations to generations, from master to master, and you basically learn how to do the needling, and then you learn the pressure points, you learn the meridians, you learn all sorts of things. So the basic traditional theory of acupuncture is really to do with the, understanding the flow of qi, understanding the meridians, the channels, understanding how they're connected to the organs and how they're all connected to your body. It's the most amazing, elaborate nervous system connection of energy and of flow, of blood, of all sorts of things that you're going to learn, which awaken you to also your own body, your own experiences, and more importantly, how to heal yourself, especially if you have an illness or a debilitating illness that actually is causing you a lot of pain. Acupuncture is very famous for pain. As you know, acupuncture is used in anesthesia for C-sections, for heart bypass, for so many surgeries. I've used acupuncture for basically anesthesia and for pain relief, for headaches, for stomach aches, for foot and pain, arthritis, so many things you can use it for. It works. No one has to tell you if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it is obvious that the practitioner is not using the right technique. Now, there's so many techniques. I cannot emphasize to you that there's so much to learn in acupuncture that it's unlimited. It's the same in medicine, it's the same in food, it's unlimited. So don't get overwhelmed, as I did get overwhelmed when I was a very young boy learning this, and just slowly practice and try to understand how the masters learned to do this. Now, the basic techniques that I show and that I'm going to teach so that you can perform and you can do the acupuncture yourself. And eventually, if you want to become a barefoot doctor, I'll be looking forward to seeing you and to be able to teach you personally and to teach you in a method that was taught for thousands of years. And basically, the techniques for the acupuncture treatment can be done on the scalp. It can be done on your hands, your feet, your ears. It can even be done on a tongue. And a lot of people know about the ones on the ears, which are very, very small dermal tabs, which you basically stick on the ears. And I use them very, very successfully for smoke addicts, for alcoholics. I use it very successfully for a lot of ear problems, for people who are also scared of needles. So this is a great technique to learn, which is ear acupuncture, scalp acupuncture, hand and feet. And then, of course, you've got the basics, which has always been used for thousands of years. And the basic needles that I use are always the half, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 to 3 inches. They're the basic needles that I use. I'm going to show you in a minute how you basically learn to use or to handle needles. It's the first thing you're going to know. It's the tools of the trade. Now, the acupuncture treatment that I'm going to explain to you was taught to me by the masters. And we were taught that you have to first be able to diagnose the person or the client. And then basically what you're going to learn is that through diagnosing, which is in my books, you can get these all in my books and you can have videos to see how it's done. You do it through the eyes, through smelling, through the taste, the tongue. You do it through the ears. You do it through the skin color. You do it through a lot of things, including the nails. And then, of course, we go into the body parts and the organs, and then we go into symptomology. So there's a lot of methods when you come to acupuncture treatments. And so once you've done your diagnostics, then you're going to go into the basics of understanding how to break it down and to work out what actually is the problem or what is the cause of the problem. We call it a cause and effect relationship. And so we also use the electroacupuncture, which is very, very good for paralysis, for stroke victims, for people who have lost their nervous system. I use it, as we call it, cutaneous electrical nerve stimulation machines. You're going to see how that works. I'll be demonstrating and showing you online how all these things work and how you can actually apply them. And then, of course, with the diagnostics and the syndromes, you've got liver syndromes, liver and gallbladder syndromes. You've got so many different syndromes. Now, you have thousands and thousands of masters over thousands of years and generations who have experience, who have the knowledge, and you can get the books and you can get the information very easily online. And you can see how they treated certain illnesses, certain diseases. We use what we call formulas that have been known for thousands of years to work, formulas that go together hand in hand with Chinese herbal medicine and with food and, of course, with lifestyle. Remember, you don't need to just use acupuncture for doing your healing. You can go into acupuncture, massage, cupping. You can go into bone setting. You can go into nutritional therapy. You can go into homeopathy. You can go into so many different styles and so many different techniques and so many different methods. You use the one that works for you. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the basics of acupuncture, which is what we call the channels. Now, there are basically 12, and they call them the 2 extras, which are 14 channels. And these are like the meridians. And then you've got the acupoints, which are the points which I will show you and explain to you that you only need to learn around about 150 by heart and how to locate them. And then you can basically start doing treatments to yourself and start doing treatments to your family members or people who you feel comfortable with. As long as you do that to yourself and to your family members, you won't have a problem with the legal system or the government. So I recommend that, before you start doing this, you first practice on yourself, because we have a very, very powerful rule as an acupuncturist that we teach you acupuncture so that you learn that it's far better to give yourself 1,000 acupuncture needles before you give one painful acupuncture needle to another person. And this is a very important philosophy that we learn, because we do not cause any harm. So do not practice this until you feel confident that you know exactly what you're doing. Now, the next thing is about trigger points. Now, trigger points are certain locations in certain areas which actually affect different parts of the body, including the region that they're actually located. And these are called trigger points. They're very famous and very popular, even with medicine. And then we've got micro special points, special techniques, which is what I call the Tong style. Tong was a famous acupuncturist who used micro acupuncture in different areas of the finger and different points, which were very effective. So that there are more points than what we were told, and you start to learn that as you become an acupuncturist or you become a healer. I call myself an energy acupuncture healer. So then we go into acupuncture with moxibustion and cupping. Now, a lot of people have seen that. You've seen the burning of the herbs, and usually they're placed on top of the needles. And then you've also seen the herbs that are burnt on salt or they're burnt on garlic, on the body. You've also seen the moxibustion sticks, which you burn around the areas to warm up the areas. It all is to do with circulation, it's to do with heat, it's to do with energy and special subtle oils. Now, the other one is cupping, glass cupping. Now, glass cupping, I like it very much because it's a great technique of learning to circulate and to pull wetness and dampness and arthritic conditions from the inside of the collaterals of the skin. They do that with fire, or you can do that with taking air out. There's a lot of techniques. I'll be teaching how to do that. You'll be getting PDFs on it. You'll be getting videos on it. You'll be getting so many different techniques that I've been doing for over 3 decades, which will show you how to practice and how to do these things yourself. Now, then the last part is the acupressure or tuna. Now, this is something that I'll be teaching as well. There's the massage or acupressure massage, which is a whole technique. It's been around for thousands of years. It goes in hand with acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine. It actually goes hand in hand with all massage. And you can basically practice everything. And all these techniques and all these things and all these topics that I'm talking about are actually here for you to actually study and learn through these presentations, which I'm going to make every week, one or so that way you can get to understand it. Now, I'm going to now show you the basics of needling and the basics of putting the needle in. Most importantly, just basically explain what does the needle look like, and then of course, what sizes we use and why we use different sizes. And then of course, I'm going to explain to you the importance of following a protocol when you're actually doing needling. Okay? So I'm going to come to you in just a minute and show you these techniques.